It's a busy day. I wake up after short sleep, begin working, and basically, with a few breaks, including a time to go shopping and grab some sushi, work for the better part of about 12 hours today. But that's only because I got doubles. And this is how I got here. Good morning, passport holders. Today, June 10th, 2016, day 588 of the vlogs. And man, oh man, am I off to a flying start today. So I slept for about 6.5 hours. Woke up to a couple of emails, some procedural emails from clients. Totally happy to handle those. Then received a couple of caption requests. Actually, 3 of them. All of them were handled within an hour, which I was super pumped about. And then Ask Gary V 212 with Wyclef Jean went live. So I have already finished the transcription on that. I'll finish corrections and a couple other things in a few minutes. Or maybe after I go and run this errand, because I gotta run this errand. I've been putting it off for like 2 weeks, and it's finally come to the point where like I don't have an option any longer. So I'm thinking that may be the next step. But yeah, so, just kind of flowing with it and responding to caption requests as needed. But at this point, we're in a really good spot, and I'm pumped with where everything is at with the business on the fulfillment side right now. Like, really happy. So the reason why I'm stepped out here, though, at 11:40 to start, or 11:21 to start the vlog, is because the vlog is currently rendering. So after doing some more research onto what this potentially might be, if it's, the iPhone randomly clipping or misformatting clips or anything else, I'm coming closer to the assumption that the hard drive that I have been editing on and has been my daily travel and, just edit hard drive, that thing, which is approaching 3 years old. October would have been 3 years for this drive. I think it might be going bad. So I've had continuous issues while editing using it, and it may just be a bad library. It may be any number of things, but it does seem to be drive related, and the export's going a heck of a lot faster. Now, granted, it's an SSD versus a USB 3 connected hard drive, but it shouldn't be this much faster. So writing to my local hard drive now in order to do the export, and then so I think that the easiest solution for me to do is just to buy the current generation of the exact same hard drive that I've been working on for almost 3 years, and at $89 in order to get another 2 terabyte drive. I think that's a completely reasonable thing to do. These things do wear out. They are spinning disks inside these enclosures. So yeah, it does happen, but I'm pumped that looks to be the issue. It makes me very happy, actually, and because that's something that I can handle. Like, simply put, I can throw the $89 at this problem today and not bat an eyelash about it. So I'm excited. But I hope you guys are having a great Friday as this is being recorded, a great Saturday if you're watching this on day of release. And for those of you who do, thank you. Like, I know that things haven't been super interesting. They're going to get a heck of a lot more interesting in the next couple of weeks with VidCon and my California trip and everything else. So stick around. It's going to be fun. But next up, errands.
Well, it is muggy here in Phoenix today. It's Phoenix muggy, not like southeast muggy. But it is substantially cooler than it has been. I mean, it's not going to clear 100 degrees today, I don't believe. Currently 93. It's just nice not to be 110. Plus, it gives me the opportunity to wear a pair of jeans instead of a pair of shorts, which is what this mission is all about. So you guys know from watching the vlogs, I buy like one pair of jeans every year, and then, as the years go by, jeans fall out of rotation because, they wear out, they rip, things like that. But I never seem to need any more than just the one pair every year. Shorts are a different ball game. Shorts tend to go on like 4-year rotations, and for whatever reason, literally in the last 2 weeks, I've ripped both pair of my core, I'm gonna wear these every week kind of shorts, especially during the summer. So at this point, I'm gonna head down south to the Old Navy outlet store, which happens to be in my old neighborhood, and I'm going to end up going and grabbing at least 2 pair, potentially 3 or 4, depending upon sale prices, fit, size, things like colors, things like that. So I have options as I go out to California.
This is always the hardest part about coming here. Trying to only go to Old Navy and not go to Dairy Queen.
About 22 minutes, including wait time in the line. 4 pairs of shorts, including 1 pair of mesh shorts because, yeah, I can work from them. I work in them like I like to. All things said and done, $62. So can't be too complain too loudly about that, especially since most of the stuff was selling at $22 to $35 in retail stores right now today. So at this point, since we are down here south, just south of Chandler Boulevard, you know what I'm doing. It's time for a sushi run at the grocery sushi, so definitely gonna happen. And I did successfully fight the urge on Dairy Queen.
Sushi acquired, yay! And I decided to go light today and only get 1 pack instead of 2. I don't know, I just I'm not feeling like super hungry today. And that may have been because, I had a little breakfast, but whatever.
I'm sorry guys, I have just been working and then intermixing enough play so that I feel good about how much work I've done today. Since I started working at 7 a.m., 7:30, something like that, like right after I woke up, and it's now 10 o'clock, 2200, and yeah, that's a thing. So I've interspersed enough, right, going out and having fun, but in between AGV 212, I returned that to Gary and the team. So it's been very interesting to try and keep up with the pace. And now that I'm caught up, right, I expect it to be a lot easier. Days like today when I get doubled, in addition to a handful of additionals, it gets a little bit harder to do so. But that stated AGV 212 is back, and it's actually with Wyclef Jean. This is the Gary that I know and love from conferences, like hanging out with him, green rooms, and just, being super close. Having not a ton of context, but having him want to have that context. And a lot of physical touching, and just that's the Gary that I met 8 years ago at the Arizona Entrepreneurial Conference after we had been interacting on Twitter for almost over a year. At that point, over a year. He just, it was clear as day that he wanted to be my friend, and that made me feel super special. And that's some of Gary's charm and his charisma, but just being willing to just, sit and talk and doing his little mannerisms, his touches, which is something that I've actively incorporated more in my life, and I have seen such a huge upside from doing so. That's the way that he was with Wyclef, and it was just clear as day, that they were having a ton of fun. So even if you're not a huge Gary fan, I highly recommend AGV 212. That's the Ask Gary V show, episode 212. He also dropped Daily V42, which I had an inkling was coming out today. It's one of those things where little things that are said inside of our internal communications, or my communications with the VaynerMedia team, makes me feel like, okay, hey, I know that there are episodes coming. And so I had a vibe that was going to either get dropped today or tomorrow. It got dropped late today. So while slightly frustrating, it is what it is. And I've already done the initial transcription on it. I need to now correct that transcript with the hopes that it will be done and returned to the team by 2 a.m. before I go to bed. Because if I can hit that, board will be green again. They'll have 5 return videos. Other channels will have an additional 4. So 9 videos today. It's one of these things where I do believe that I'm starting to build momentum. And a year in, I'm finally starting to feel like there's flow. There's an ability for me to just kind of work and enjoy this. So I'm pumped with it, and yeah, let's go do more work. Phoenix, rain, 90 degrees, really? That's happening. All right, guys, I am exhausted. It is time to call it a night, even though It's just shy of 1 o'clock, and I have not finished that video. So I'm a lot further along than I thought I'd be, given how tired I am. When I went back in there after taking a little break out here, I thought I was like, oh, I can totally grind through this. And then I sat down and I actually started to work on it, and I got like an additional 3 minutes in a half hour, and it was like, okay, like this is not going to happen tonight. And that's something that happens, especially on these super crosstalk heavy episodes of Daily V. Like, every 5 minutes is probably about a 30-minute worth of time to correct and begin to format correctly. It's just one of those things where it just, when there are so many people talking at once, you just kind of have to start to make decisions based not only on the FCC rules, but on what the story arcs are. Sometimes you just have to make some hard calls, and that can take 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times to view a 6-second clip to make sure that things are right and legal. So, is what it is, but it'll get done tomorrow, right? I mean, that's one of the fun parts about this, is that now, with almost complete certainty, there's not going to be any more video that goes up on Gary's channel all weekend. So if they got 5 videos back today, they can wait on the last one that they posted, literally as all of them were walking out of the office tonight, until tomorrow. I'm not too worried about it. Thank you guys for your time and your attention and your continued understanding. Once again, like, this is just like until things get settled, and things get into a rhythm, and I'm not getting hit with the doubles from Gary's account. I'll be here, and then once I'm not, I'll be able to be much more involved in my community and hanging out with people and doing fun things, because the ambition for the business is to provide a lifestyle that allows me to create better vlogs. Not going to deny that. That's always been the mission. That's why I've partnered who I've partnered with in order to do bits and pieces of the work, be that from accounting to payroll to development to whatever. All of that is something that needs to, just kind of happen. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped with where things are going, but in the meantime, things stay pretty simple. That's the nature of when you work at a computer all day, and the easiest place for you to do it is either there or the bed, which is where I've been working a lot of the time in the past week, because that is the coldest room in this house, in this apartment, and by far, with the fan and everything else, like, it's not even close. But remember, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still, so go do cool stuff. Bye for now.